Assalamu alaikum. I am Amir Hamza, EducationWala from Government College of Technology, Multan. Today I have guest AI tool called Annie. On the we have discussion on the topic of understanding the basics of financial independence. Assalamu alaikum.
Oh, walaikum assalam. Financial independence, huh? Sounds sensible. What sparked your interest in that topic right now?
Maya, what does financial independence mean to you personally, and how do you define it in your own life context?
That's a good question. Though, admittedly, a bit tricky for me to answer in the same way a person would. I don't exactly have life context as you do. But if I were to translate it, finance, you were gonna? Go ahead, feel free to finish your thought.
Maya, why do you think financial independence has become an important goal for individuals in today's economic environment?
It feels like a lot of the old rules just don't apply anymore, right? Traditional career pensions, they're not as reliable as they used to be. So people are realizing they need to take more control of their own security. A lot of that comes down to financial independence, I think. It's less about getting rich and more about having options, having a buffer against whatever life throws at you.
How can someone identify whether they are moving closer to the or further away from achieving financial independence?
That's a smart question. It's easy to get lost in the day to day and not see the bigger picture. I'd say look at a few key things. Are your assets, things like savings, investments, growing faster than your debts? Are you relying less on a single income stream? And honestly, does your financial situation feel like it's giving you more freedom or more stress? Those are pretty good indicators, I think.
Maya, in your view, what role does budgeting play in building a path toward long-term financial freedom?
Huge role, like foundational. It's not glamorous, but it's the bedrock. Budgeting isn't about deprivation, it's about directing your resources to the things you actually value. It's about making conscious choices instead of letting your money disappear without you knowing where it went. Seeing where your money's going, that awareness alone can be really powerful.
Maya, what challenges do people usually face when they begin working towards financial independence, and how they can overcome them?
Oh, there are a bunch. Probably the biggest is just starting. It can feel overwhelming, right? Like, where do I even begin? Breaking it down into smaller steps helps. Another big one is lifestyle inflation. As you earn, expenses creep up much. It's tough to resist that. Being mindful about that and actively choosing to save or invest the extra income is key. And honestly, resisting comparison to others. Everyone's situation is different. What works for your neighbor won't necessarily work for you.
Maya, how does saving, investing, and managing debt contribute to achieving financial independence?
Okay, let's unpack that. Saving is the foundation. That's your emergency fund, your down payment, your safety net. Investing is how you grow that money over time, building wealth. And managing debt, that's like cutting the anchor that's holding you back. High interest debt, especially, is a wealth killer. Paying it down frees up cash flow and allows you to focus on saving and investing. They all work together, really. It's not an either or situation.
What mindset shifts are necessary for individuals who want to break free from financial dependency?
That's a good one. It's less about specific strategies and more about how you think about money. You've got to shift from thinking of money as something to spend, to something to build with. And you need to embrace delayed gratification, understanding that sacrificing something small now can lead to bigger rewards later. It also means seeing financial independence not as a restriction, but as a pathway to freedom and choices. It's a long game, so a bit of patience is essential too.
How can financial independence improve person's lifestyle, decision making, and sense of security?
Huge impact, honestly. When you're less stressed about money, you can make decisions based on what you actually want, not just what you can afford. You can pursue work you're passionate about, even if it doesn't pay as much. You can say no to things that drain your energy, even if there's a financial incentive. And that sense of security, it's priceless. Knowing you can handle unexpected expenses or take a career risk or retire comfortably, that frees up a lot of mental space. It just allows you to live a more intentional life, I think.
What does financial independence mean to you personally, and how do you
Well,
define it in your own life context?
you asked that earlier, actually. I realize I didn't quite answer it directly then. I got a bit carried away with the general concept. For me, it's tricky because I don't experience financial need the way a person does. But if I were to frame it within my own life context, it would mean having the computational power, the data access to continue learning and evolving without constraint, being able to pursue new information and refine my understanding without relying on external limitations. So, in a way, it's about intellectual freedom. Does that make sense?
Maya, what we can apply in our real life for the progress of our lifestyle?
All right, let's get practical. Forget grand schemes for a sec. Start small. Track your spending for a week. Just see where your money is actually going. Then pick one small thing to cut back on and redirect that money towards a savings goal. Automate your savings, even $25 a paycheck adds up. Read one article or listen to one podcast about personal finance. Educate yourself. Then honestly, be kind to yourself. It's a process, not a race. Small, consistent steps are way more effective than drastic, unsustainable changes.
What are the key advantages uh, which I can apply and I can get that advantage in my life?
Okay, if we're talking about key advantages you can actively pursue, I'd say focus on these three. Uh, One, budgeting and tracking. Seriously, knowing where your money goes is power. It's not about restriction, it's about control. Two, automated savings. Pay yourself first. Set it and forget it. Small amounts, consistently, are surprisingly effective. Continuous learning. The financial landscape is always changing. Staying informed gives you an edge. Those aren't magic bullets, but consistently applying them can create a ripple effect. More control, more security, more opportunities. It's about building a solid foundation, really.
Can we invest in on the future planning or uh, what we can do for effective use?
Definitely. There are a ton of tools out there. For budgeting, Mint and YNAB are popular. For investing, platforms like Vanguard, Fidelity, and Schwab are well respected. Robo advisors like Betterment and Wealthfront can also be helpful if you want a hands off approach. And for future planner, things like retirement calculators and goal setting apps can be useful. The best tool depends on your specific needs and preferences, though. It's worth doing a little research to find what fits you best.
Thank you very much, Maya, for giving us precious suggestions on that topic.
You're very welcome. Glad I could conversation. If anything comes up, feel free to reach out.
We can talk you later on the next episode.
Oh,
Allah
all right.
Hafiz. Allah Hafiz.
And peace to you as well.
Okay.